Hi, you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in with us today. We are the Chicago Westside NAACP branch. My name is Jamesia Banks.
And I'm Tara Levy.
Yes, today we will be discussing, is natural hair at war with America? So, we have questions. Can we wear our hair big like this and be considered elegant? Can we wear our hair long braids and go to work and consider to come to work the next day with another puff? Is our hair magic? What happens to it overnight? Let's give you guys a brief history of how natural hair came to evolve in the United States of America.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
appreciate you guys. So that short documentary that was wonderfully put together ended with the saying, "I am not my hair. I am not this skin. I am the soul that lives within," by India Arie. And with that statement, I just think it explains a black woman. How do you feel about it?
Absolutely. I love India Arie and just like what she represents. Every time I need like some inspiration or just a motivating word, I turn to India Arie, an artist like her. I remember my freshman year of college, I cut off all of my hair. That was my going natural movement. So for the first 17 years of my life, first 17 years of my life, I didn't understand what natural hair was.
Right.
Because when I was about maybe 10, let's say 10, I got a relaxer for the first time. And again, it was my mom's doing. I really didn't have control over how I wore my hair back then. I didn't think it was a big deal. I just knew that my hair wasn't the same texture as it was when I was a little girl. Again, not knowing the importance or the message that was making. And then I remember my junior year of high school. At this time, mostly all the girls in my class either had weaves or had relaxers. So we all had that same straight, silky look. And then one new girl transferred in and she had an afro. I was like, man, that's pretty cool. I wish my hair could do that. Not being familiar with how my hair looks naturally, how it comes out of my hair.
That's a good point.
And it wasn't until I went to college and I just saw all these beautiful natural looks, all these afros, all these puffs, and that was inspiration to me to go natural. Because I didn't see that in my immediate family. The women in my immediate family, my mom, my aunts, my grandma, they all had relaxed hair. So because that was my upbringing, I thought that was the way to go.
Right.
And it wasn't until I was 17, 18 when I went off to college and I saw all these beautiful black women like featured in the film with their natural hair. And again, still trying to figure out what that meant, what that represented, but I saw it as confidence and boldness of being proud to rock the hair that God has blessed you with. And even to this day, years past, I'm still learning to accept and embrace the hair that naturally goes out of my hair. So that video was powerful, and it shows how over time, we started off really embracing who we were, but because of societal messages and societal pressures, we either were pressured to conform to what mainstream looked like or change our own look.
Exactly. They wanted us to change our look because it can be intimidating when someone is so naturally defined and naturally beautiful. So to make you less intimidating and make you less beautiful, a dramatic change is cutting your hair. That's a lifestyle change, I feel like, is cutting your hair. I feel, it's a war with our hair because, like you said, representation has shown that we have to straighten our hair. Like you said, you wasn't even familiar with your hair till you got older. And this is something that naturally comes from our head. So you have to think like just the impact we have to put chemicals and things in my hair just to change how we look. Just as far as they went to, not only did they cut our hair off coming through slavery, but new laws to ban us from showing our hair, that we had to wear scarves and hair wraps, yes. And we still made a beauty out of that. And we still rock our hair wraps and make it look extremely beautiful. So either way, it's like you can't intimidate. Even if we wear our hair straight, it would still be beautiful. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's intimidation, the war at our hair, because our hair rises and people can be intimidated by that.
Because it's different. You can always tell when someone is mixed with an African breed. You can always tell by the texture of their hair.
Definitely.
That doesn't seem to fail. You can be the palest of all people. When you see your hair texture, you know what? They got a little swirl going on. We're the only race of people who have hair that stands up. And because it's unfamiliar to some, it's like, oh, my hair doesn't do that. We might internalize that to be like something is wrong with our hair because it's different. And it's actually the exact opposite. Our hair is unique and it should be embraced as being unique.
Right.
So like a lot of people would ask me, oh, just yesterday you had your hair up in a puff, and now you got braids. How'd you do that?
Is that magic?
You know, so I think it's all about just redefining ourselves for who we are, embracing our God-given beauty, our hair, our texture, and just not feeling the pressure to conform.
Exactly, because what's so funny and ironic about the situation is how we can discuss cultural appropriation. I do want to touch on this matter because it seems as, why do you care? Why do black women care if other people's hair are in braids or dreads? It's kind of a big deal because we are oppressed for wearing our braids or our dreads. It is a hard decision for you to wake up as a black woman and to wonder how you're going to wear your hair to your corporate job and how they will perceive you. And that's directly interfering with your lifestyle and your financial lifestyle. Like, it's directly impacting you just off of your hair. Or how you can be seen as more thuggish or more homeless or look dirty if you wear dreads. And it's kind of just, it could be offensive in those aspects because people have to understand we have been oppressed. It's not just the hairstyle, because we have been oppressed through years just because of our natural hair. And it's kind of like you didn't pay your dues for it, but yeah, it's like this is our lemon that we made lemonade and everyone wants to sip type situation. So I think that it could be a war with natural hair, but we are kind of embracing and winning the war because we are rocking. We're coming back to terms. I see, more young girls, they don't have perms, and they have braids, they have their crochets, they have their twists and barrettes. And us, as we're older, you have your braids, I have my puff, So I feel that we are slowly but surely, as we always will, come back as like a Sankofa moment. This is our hair. We can't damage our hair.
Absolutely. And I always say, like, if I'm blessed to have a daughter, I want her to be taught that this is the way God made you and that you are beautiful as is. And it doesn't need to be altered. And it doesn't need to match the status quo. I think a lot of black women, I can't speak for all, but a lot of black women that I've talked to who are around my mom's age and who had relaxers when they were children said that a relaxer was just out of convenience. Because they didn't want to invest the time into doing their daughter's hair. Maybe they had some tender haired kids. They didn't have time for it. So they did what they knew. They just relaxed because their hair was relaxed when they was a kid. And then maybe their grandmother's hair was relaxed when they were a kid. So they just did what they knew. But now that we know that there's a different way, now that we are exposed to these various styles, I think we should incorporate that. And just that can be our evolution of continue to get better as a race.
Definitely, and I definitely agree. And we have to understand that it is a way of assimilation as well when you are being forced out of convenience or out of your paycheck to straighten your hair, to assimilate with another culture, to make someone else feel comfortable. I just want people to understand that is assimilation. You are being forced. If you don't even think on that level that you want to be seen as beautiful, that you have to straighten your hair to be seen as beautiful, you are kind of assimilating with it. So I just appreciate the whole natural hair movement, the products that we are selling, the pictures that we are putting out, the images. It's all about representation. The more you see it, the more you want to do it. If we don't have that positive representation about ourselves, then we won't ever expect it. So definitely agree.
And we also are opening the floor for conversation. You can call now at 312-738-1060 and just tell us what you think. What's your opinion on the natural hair movement? Is it a movement? Should it just be a way of living? What are your thoughts? We're curious to know. Again, you can call in now at 312-738-1060.
Yes, but I do want to also speak on the fact about us getting to the whole hair movement, like taking our time to learn how to braid again and, how to do the oil your scalps and do the hair massages. What fruits can you put in your hair? What type of things in the kitchen you could put in your hair? I think that's like a whole nother class that we should probably take, because most times when they found out that we were doing each other hair, and we were getting paid for it, they forced us to go get licenses. And to get a license, they didn't teach you anything about natural hair. They usually taught you about perming your hair. So we have to address that issue as well. Like you're being forced to go get a license, and then I'm not even taught to do my own texture of hair. So
Yeah. And then when you go to a natural hair salon, it's like skyrocket with prices. So I'm all about supporting black businesses. But I didn't have the greatest experience at a natural hair salon because, one, I didn't have any references. I had to, like, look on Yelp to find one. But I just wish that there were more natural hair salons out there and, like, people knew about it. You know, like, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm going to the beauty supply. Like, no, you actually know, like, a reference point of who you're going to be going to.
Right.
Because we have to say natural hair. Like, it's like a movement. It should just be...
like, we don't want you to blow dry or put no flat irons in our hair. But that's kind of hard, too, to find when you have to address the fact, like, most of these schools are not teaching you how to do natural hair. And if you want to open up a hair shop, you have to have a license in order to open up the shop. So, it's a lot of conspiracies out there. But, yes, we just wanted to address the fact and just discuss about natural hair, how important it is to just become aware of yourself and love yourself. Even if you wear straight hair, that's not the issue. The issue is just don't conform to society's standard of your beauty, and appreciate how your hair, how your skin, how your nose, everything about you is made and it is worthy.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So we would like to end. I just want to let you guys know that we are the Westside NAACP branch, and we will be hosting our monthly meetings the first Saturday of December. We will be located at 5820 West Chicago Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60651. We can be contacted at 773-261-5890. We are the Chicago Westside NAACP branch. And my name is Jamesia Banks.
And I'm Tara Levy.
All right, catch us next Friday at the same time. We hope you guys have a great night.
Actually, next Friday is Black Friday. So we won't be here.
This is true.
But
thank you.
The following Friday we will be here.
Definitely.
So you all have a blessed weekend, a blessed Thanksgiving, and a Thanksgiving weekend. And we will see you all very soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.